Have you ever felt like your entire world is falling apart, yet somehow you know it's supposed to be happening? Have you found yourself questioning everything you once believed, feeling disconnected from people you used to relate to, experiencing intense emotions that seem to come from nowhere? If so, I have news for you. And today I'm going to share with you the 7 unmistakable signs that your soul is undergoing the most profound transformation of your life, a spiritual awakening that will change everything about how you see yourself and the world around you. But before we dive in, let me tell you something that might shock you. What you're experiencing right now, the confusion, the isolation, the feeling like you're living in 2 different worlds simultaneously. This isn't a breakdown, it's a breakthrough. Master Shi Heng Yi teaches us that spiritual awakening isn't the peaceful, blissful experience that popular culture makes it out to be. It's actually one of the most challenging periods a human being can go through. Think about it this way. When a butterfly emerges from its cocoon, do you think it's a gentle process? No. The caterpillar literally dissolves, its entire cellular structure breaks down before it can be reformed into something entirely new. That's exactly what's happening to you right now. Your old identity, the one built on societal expectations, past traumas, fear-based decisions, and external validation, is dissolving, and your soul, your authentic self, is emerging. But here's what most people don't understand. This process is supposed to feel uncomfortable. It's supposed to challenge everything you thought you knew about yourself and life. The ancient wisdom keepers knew this. That's why in many spiritual traditions, awakening is described as a dark night of the soul, a period of intense inner transformation that can feel like psychological death. The first sign is perhaps the most disorienting. You suddenly find that your old life, your routines, relationships, career, goals, no longer resonate with you. It's like you've outgrown a piece of clothing that once fit perfectly. You might find yourself staring at your life and thinking, how did I get here? This doesn't feel like me anymore. This isn't a midlife crisis. This is your soul rejecting anything that isn't aligned with your authentic self. Your inner wisdom is saying, we can't pretend anymore. During spiritual awakening, you'll experience emotions with an intensity you've never felt before. One moment you might feel overwhelming joy and connection to everything around you. The next you might be flooded with grief for no apparent reason. These aren't mood swings. These are emotional releases. Your nervous system is finally safe enough to process years, maybe decades of suppressed emotions and buried trauma. The key is not to resist these waves, but to allow them to move through you. They're carrying away everything that isn't truly you. You start noticing meaningful coincidences everywhere. The right book appears at the perfect moment. You think of someone and they call. Numbers, symbols, and signs seem to follow you around. This isn't magical thinking. During awakening, your consciousness expands and you become more attuned to the subtle interconnectedness of all life. You're literally seeing the matrix of existence more clearly. Your body is your soul's vehicle, and during awakening, you might experience unusual physical sensations. Tingling, energy surges, pressure in your head, changes in sleep patterns, shifts in appetite. Some people experience what feels like electricity running through their body. Others feel like they're vibrating at a different frequency. This is your energy system, your chakras, your nervous system, your entire energetic field, upgrading to hold more light, more consciousness, more of your authentic self. Perhaps one of the most painful aspects of awakening is the sense of isolation. You feel like no one understands what you're going through. Conversations that once engaged you now feel superficial and draining. You might find that relationships based on your old identity begin to strain or fall away entirely. This isn't because you've become difficult or judgmental. It's because you're no longer willing to abandon yourself to maintain connections. Master Shi Heng Yi reminds us that solitude during this period isn't punishment, it's preparation. Your soul needs space to transform without the interference of others' expectations and energy. Suddenly, nothing is off limits for questioning. The beliefs you inherited from your family, society, religion, everything is up for examination. You find yourself asking, is this really true? Does this align with who I'm becoming? This isn't rebellion for the sake of rebellion. This is your consciousness expanding beyond the limitations of conditioned thinking. You're reclaiming your right to think for yourself, to trust your own inner knowing. Despite all the confusion and discomfort, there's an underlying knowing that there's something more to life than what you've been experiencing. You sense a deeper purpose, a greater meaning trying to emerge through you. This knowing might be quiet, but it's persistent. It's your soul's compass guiding you toward your authentic expression and highest potential. Here's the truth that no one talks about. Most people who begin to awaken retreat back into unconsciousness. They feel the intensity of the process and decide it's too much. They return to their comfort zones, their old patterns, their familiar suffering because at least it's predictable. But you who are listening to this right now, you're different. You felt the call of your soul and deep down, you know there's no going back. The path forward isn't about eliminating the discomfort. It's about changing your relationship with it. Instead of asking, how do I make this stop? Start asking, what is this trying to teach me? Instead of fighting the process, learn to flow with it. Remember, the caterpillar doesn't resist becoming a butterfly. It surrenders to the transformation completely. So where do you go from here? First, understand that what you're experiencing is sacred. You're not broken. You're not crazy. You're not alone. You're undergoing one of the most profound transformations possible, the remembering of who you truly are. Second, be patient with yourself. Spiritual awakening isn't a weekend workshop or a 30-day challenge. It's a lifelong journey of continual unfolding and expansion. Third, trust the process. Your soul knows exactly what it's doing, even when your mind can't make sense of it. The confusion is temporary. The growth is permanent. Fourth, find your tribe. While this journey requires periods of solitude, you don't have to walk it completely alone. Seek out others who understand the language of the soul, who can hold space for your transformation without trying to fix or change you. And finally, remember that your awakening isn't just for you. As you heal, as you remember your truth, as you step into your authentic power, you become a beacon of possibility for others who are still sleeping. You become proof that transformation is possible, that there is life beyond the matrix of conditioning and fear. So if you're watching this and recognizing yourself in these signs, take a deep breath. You're exactly where you need to be. The discomfort you're feeling isn't a sign that something's wrong. It's a sign that something is finally going wrong. Your soul is calling you home to yourself, and that call cannot be ignored forever. The question isn't whether you'll awaken, you already are awakening. The question is, will you trust the process and allow yourself to be reborn into who you've always been beneath all the conditioning? Your transformation is not just possible, it's inevitable, and the world needs who you're becoming. Trust the journey, trust yourself, trust the process. You're not going crazy, you're waking up. And that's the most beautiful thing that can happen to a human soul.